Hi, I'm Marcus, and you're listening to Business Spirit. I run a six-figure mentoring business, and I'm scaling it to 1 million, without ads or cold DMs or any other bullshit. On this podcast, I share my everyday life, the behind the scenes, my identity shifts, my energy, manifestation, and all the other stuff no one really wants to talk about. So glad that you're here. So let's go. So welcome, to your most favorite podcast. It will definitely become your most favorite podcast. Why am I saying this? Because you're here for a reason. You're here to learn about something. About a guy like me who is already running a six-figure business and who's about to share how he's growing it and scaling it to seven-figure. Because this is why we're here. We want to have fun in business. We want to create an impact. We want to create a lot of money because we want to increase our impact and definitely, we want to share and do something good with the way we are living and have a great lifestyle, isn't it? So therefore, welcome to this first episode. And I have to tell you a little truth or something. Well, I have to tell you a little secret. I think that is what I was looking for. This is now the third time I'm trying to record this podcast. And in a way, this strikes me. And in a way, I feel a little bit ashamed because, of course, I wanted to share with you the day-to-day business and without a script, without really to polish things up. On the other hand, yes, I feel a little bit of pressure for this first podcast episode. So, all right. So then I finally decided, okay, no, the third time is okay. The first one was here, the microphone was crappy, so I needed to adjust some things. And the second time, the lighting wasn't correct, so I was too dark. So now it's the third part or the third take, and this is gonna be, well, the starting point of a fantastic journey we both will have in the upcoming future. So what is it what you will expect, and what is it what you will get, and what is it what I will deliver in this podcast? So as you might not know me in a sense, or at least not in this podcast environment, what I'm going to do is not the typical thing that I will have a topic of the day and then I will talk about this. But I really wanted to take you with me behind the scenes, behind what I'm doing on a day-to-day basis, what my learnings are from week to week, what my mindset shifts are, my wins, for instance, and how I achieve those wins, what I'm planning to do, about my thoughts, identity shifts. So there's a lot I want to talk about. And I was really, really, really looking for the right format on how to do this. And I procrastinated about starting a podcast for a very, very long time. And for a very good reason. Whereas talking and thinking about very good reason, that's not true. That's just a bullshit story I'm telling myself right now. I could have started the podcast ages ago, a couple of years ago, because I knew, I had a microphone, I have a camera, so I have some lighting. So, and I also been able to talk about some stuff already a couple of years ago when I first was thinking about creating a podcast, but I didn't. And here comes maybe one of the mindset shifts I really had throughout the past months, I would say, because the past months were really intensive. I have stepped out of the, how shall I put it? The still hustling and grinding mode of being a mentor and being a coach into, I know what I can do. I know how great I am, and I let things go, and I know where to really hold on to do the stuff, while at the same time magic happens. And the magic would happen. Sometimes I really have to pinch myself. is in a way sometimes really crazy. I'm not sure whether you saw my Instagram stories or Facebook stories, but for instance, in April, I mean, April started very strong. I created within 11 days, I think that was 30,000 euros. Um, Out of nowhere, I would say. I wasn't expecting that. It was a customer coming into my world, one payment for the whole year. So that was nice. And I really love working with him because, I mean, he is really, I mean, the perfect fit for me. Uh, so that's great. And we're doing a lot of progress already. So this month's already started very, very strong. And I already know there's a lot of things coming up in next month. So, I mean, business-wise and money-wise, I mean, it has become quite easy to become multi five figures per month. But this is not, I mean, I'm not hit, although I'm telling you that I wanted to scale to $1 million business or €1 million business, or whatever you want to call it. I'm not here to really talk about all the time about money, but about the things which are behind that. And I might have to start in the shift I did. I think that was in March when I decided to really push myself again. Because what happened until then was, I mean, and I knew what I was doing. I knew how to get clients. I knew how to coach. I knew what to do. I already structured my day. I knew when to do a posting, how to do a launch. And yeah, you hear it. You hear it. It really felt boring. And boring meaning, yeah, it wasn't too good, I would have to say. I mean, I still had to ensure that I would make a lot of money, and not to fall behind. So it was something like a roller coaster, and we all know this. I'm sure you know this as well in your business, regardless of where you are, whether you're starting or whether you're already five figures or six figures already. There's always this roller coaster in terms of energy as well as money. And I was in that phase. And the interesting bit is, uh, which which I didn't see at that time, was that I really felt bored, right? I felt bored. I mean, there was nothing really new happening. Yeah, I mean, there was sometimes this feeling, oh gosh, I mean, there's an invoice coming or the next bill is coming. How do I make it? And yeah, of course I made it. Of course. I mean, that was, I mean, yeah, it was more like, okay, so the next bill of 5,000 euros coming in. All right, okay, then I will have to make another 5,000 euros with the customer. There was no excitement anymore. Um, in the business, in running the business. And this is really a sad thing when you reach a point where you're making just enough, where you know exactly what to do. It really gets boring when you know the strategy is working. It really gets boring, on that, even if sometimes you have sleepless nights, that you know, hi, yeah, well, I mean, that's just another sleepless night. Let's do the business, and let's put your guts together, and then contact a few people, and then you will have another client. But it's still boring, right? And if I then looked at my vision board on what I wanted to do and who I wanted to become and what kind of money I wanted to make, I mean, that felt a little bit off in a way, like, yeah, it's okay how I'm doing, but I wasn't feeling the pressure. And there's this vision. Well, I mean, this felt like, yeah, is this really something for me? Am I really wanted to reach that? I mean, what else can I do? Is there anything I can do? Because all the time when I was then trying to put my guts together and say, okay, yes, now I wanted to get 30K per month or 50K per month and so forth, to really go and step into this $1 million identity. It felt like, yeah, right, but what kind of strategy? How shall I do it? And then, yeah, I have to admit, I was looking left and right. I was trying to test things out. And also, I thought to myself, maybe I should again more often look into your vision board, right? Because I mean, when I started, I mean, this was my morning routine, right? I mean, look at your vision board, read your affirmations, do the daily meditation. By the way, I have a really, really good 7-step meditation, which is really good. I mean, if you're starting out and if you really wanted to rewire your brain in 30 days, do it. And I mean, you will see tremendous results in your business. I can promise you. So if you want to have it, I mean, there's a link below that. You can have it. So this was the commercial break. No, just kidding. And so I thought, yes, I mean, to really be pumped up again, to really get the next level of energy, I mean, to really step ahead and move to the next level and to break through the glass ceiling, I thought to myself, yeah, maybe I just have to do this vision boarding and affirmation thing again. And I did. Didn't feel that right. It wasn't doing what it should do. I mean, on the contrary, I felt like that I was sabotaging myself. And it took a very, very long time for me to understand what was actually happening and why affirmations and this vision board thing didn't really work any longer for me. Right? And now it's like, oh gosh, I mean, why didn't I see this in the first place? It's so easy to understand. It's easy to grasp. Um, the Yeah, how shall I explain it? Maybe first of all, okay, why do we create a vision board in the first place? I mean, what is it? What do you think? You and me, I mean, we are creating a vision board. I mean, the first vision board we're creating, let me put it this way. The first vision board we are creating this out of a feeling, hey, I mean, the place where I am right now isn't really right. The place where I am is like I'm feeling like living at a dark cage where water is flowing down the walls, where it's cold, where other people are just having one means to warm or to heat themselves up is just by sitting around the fireplace. And this fireplace, I mean, is for like-minded people. They say, yes, I mean, it's dark, but at least we have a fireplace here. And yeah, I mean, we have to be careful. And yeah, we have to sit here around the fireplace. I mean, we can't go out into the dark. And if you are like me and say, "Hey, I don't want to sit around the fireplace in the dark old cage and wet cage," um, then you want to get away from that. So out of this feeling, I want to get away from. I want to leave that. I want to step out of this old way of working as a business owner. This being an employee. So that you want to get away from something. Then you have to have a vision for your future. Where do I want to go? I mean, what is giving me energy in case there is something happening which really puts me to a test? And then it's good to have a vision. Then it's good to have a vision board that you can dive into, um, um, that you're increasing your energy level and say, hey, this is why I'm doing this. This is what I want. And then it's good, I mean, to have this vision board, the vision for the future, which is pulling you in a way. I mean, at some point you want to get away from something, but this vision is pulling you. And at the same time, these affirmations, like depending on how you're doing this, the ordinary way, like, hey, I'm so thankful for that money is flowing in like a piece of cake. Um, then you're trying to rewire your brain, right? As part of manifestation. And manifestation is nothing else but a manual how to use your brain. I mean, for me at least. Um, so still, I mean, you're talking yourself into something out of a feeling that, I mean, right now, I mean, the surrounding where I'm living right now is not where I want to be. It's not where I feel safe. It's not where I'm feeling happy and thankful. So it's coming out of the place of grief and lack and negativity. So, and in this room of lack, negativity, and grief, you want to have something which lightens you up. And this is the vision. These are the affirmations. And that's perfect. And that's great. I mean, this is the stepping stone from being a victim and high, well, getting up to the next level of really learning and see that you can actually change your world. And by leaving then the cage, you eventually end up and step out of the cage, and you are the basically at the edge. So the cage is behind you. So the old life is behind you, and the darkness, the fear, and everything what you have gone through lies behind you. And in front of you, you see, I mean, this beautiful blue sky. I mean, on the left hand side, I mean, you see the sea, you see birds flying, you see and hear the birds singing. There's some trees, so green, uh, um, green grass in front of you. The butterflies are flying, so everything feels so easy. So I don't know, so great, right? And this lies in front of you. So basically, what you have in a way dreamt about while thinking about your vision board. And if you are exactly at this point, so somewhere in between, you're at the edge of the cave at the entrance, past behind you, and you have a glimpse, you have maybe a little bit of an idea what might be ahead of you once you decide really to go for yourself. Uh, then you have a complete mixture of feelings, of emotions. You're proud of yourself. Uh, at the same time, you're excited. At the same time, you're uh, frightened of what is ahead of you. You see and start to trust yourself. So this is really an awkward feeling. And yeah, you also have this feeling of, hey, boy, that was quite a journey. I think I will just lie down and rest because I deserve it. I mean, what I've gone through the past, I mean, really to step out of the cage, I mean, that was so utterly a lot of work. So I need to rest. Which is fine. Yes, I mean, we need to rest. I mean, we need to be sure on how to ensure that we have a lot of energy. When you're sitting there in the grass, seeing the sky, seeing the blue sky, listening to the birds and everything, I mean, you also get this feeling of, hey, this is so nice. I'm so thankful. Why do I want to move again? Why do I want to move forward? Is there anything? I mean, do I really want to leave now? Do I really have to leave now? And then comes this reminder, hey, Marcus, think about your vision board. Is this really your vision board? Didn't you have much bigger dreams than what you have right now? Oh, yeah, I do. Yeah, but then I would have to get up. Yeah, sure, you have to get up, but there's no pressure. Yeah, well, maybe sometimes, depending on where the sun is, because the cage is at the mountain, sometimes you're sitting a little bit in the shadow, and sometimes you're in the sun, so it goes up and down. But it's not really, there's no really pressure there. So why should you move forward anyway in this place? And this is a very, very dangerous zone. So this in between. And those affirmations, and that was actually something I wanted to talk about in the first place, is affirmations don't work in this moment because affirmations, as well as the first idea of a vision board, are still coming out of this situation of lack. But you mean you're living already a great life. I mean, you're sitting in the sun, you're lying in the grass. I mean, you're listening to the sound of the birds. And yeah, sometimes, I mean, you're also sitting in the shadow, but it's great, isn't it? So thinking of something which worked beforehand, which is only there, I mean, to let you rewire your brain
to understand that at some point you trust yourself and believe in yourself that you're great. At this point in time, it's not working. You're feeling already good. You're feeling already satisfied. You're feeling already thankful for what you're having. Yeah, sometimes it's not good, but still, I mean, the life now is much better than it was before. So why then move forward? And the more, I mean, you try to rely then on affirmations, on vision boards, I mean, you bring yourself mentally back into the hole again, because I mean you're creating a situation for your subconscious mind which let it feel that you are in lack, and this is this is not what you want. I mean, you want now create something not out of lack, but out of this feeling of, hey, I mean, this is so great. And this is the switching point. This is the switching point where you just don't have to look into who do you want to become in the future. When you're dreaming about your vision board, it's the decision point. Okay, I have to become it now. Uh, and feel the sensations, feel the emotions, think like the person in your future. And this is the little simple but not easy shift you have to make, because you always have to think about not, okay, what is the next step I have to do, but what would my future self do now? So it's coming from, not from I want to move away from something, but you really have to step into your future. You really have to become the future self. Not, yeah, you have to become your future self. And then in every situation, every decision, shall I create a podcast? Shall I be on stage? Shall I create a video? Shall I do a reel? Should I do, I don't know, an interview and so forth? Or would I just, shall I just sit there on the couch and meditate or enjoy my life or drive cabrio or whatever? Is that you have to decide and ask yourself, what would my future self do now? Now, is this something my future self would do like that? I mean, that he, well, almost feels like being bored when he's doing that. So that he's doing something which feels quite natural for my future self, or is this something my future self would never do? I mean, if it's the latter, then I would also not do it right now. But if it's something my future self would do anyway, what my future self would do, like, hey, I mean, this is like breathing, like eating, like walking, then I have to do it right now out of this kind of emotion. I really have to become that future version. And yeah, sometimes this sounds so big, so not really that you grasp it. And I compare this always like, yes, I'm a runner, and um, the starting point is somebody wants to maybe run a 5K or a 10K race and has never put on his running shoes before. Then he would have a vision and say, yes, I want to run a 10K run. And now I have to train. I have to put a schedule and I know what to do. I first maybe do walking, running in 10 or 20 seconds intervals until you can increase the time you're running. So you're concentrating on what you have to do. And when you're lacking motivation, you tell yourself, hey, there is my dream, there is my vision that I want to run a 10K race. So I'm sure that I have to motivate myself now to go out for a run. So this is out of a situation, hey, right now I'm not a runner and I want to become a runner. So I have to watch out how to motivate myself, and I have to concentrate on how I have to do. It's the strategy, it's the actual tasks. Once you have become a runner. So let's say that you've already done a 5K race or already a 10K race. Then to tell yourself, hey, wouldn't it be great to run a half marathon or a marathon? it's not coming out of this place of, hey, I don't know how to run. I don't know how to put on my running shoes. It's out of this place, hey, I know I can run 5K. So I can definitely also plan for a 10K. And if the 10K is there, I can definitely go for a half marathon. So it's more out of this excitement of being able and knowing that you can do it. So you trust yourself. You have already have those experiences. So, and it's then not really only, it's not really to focus on, okay, what do I have to do and what kind of strategy do I have to implement and to motivate myself to train for a half marathon. It's simple the fact, hey, I'm a runner and a runner goes out for a run. So it's more out as this, yeah, sure. I mean, hey, it's raining. Yeah, for God's sake, I will go out for a run anyway because I'm a runner. Because you have a different understanding of yourself. You're not focusing on the things you have to do. It's not focusing on how do I get the motivation. And how do I picture myself in yes, I want to become a half marathon finisher. It's more out of this, yes, I'm sure. Hey, I'm feeling it. I dive into that feeling of running the half marathon. I'm diving into being that person. And for sure I'm doing this. And this is a completely different story. And maybe this makes it a little bit clearer. So that once you understand how great you are and you have a glimpse and understanding how great you are, simple vision boarding or affirmations won't work. You really have to step into your future identity. And this can be hard. I'm not saying this is easy. The things you have to do are simple, but it's not easy. And one of the good examples I wanted to share with you is actually what I did 2 weeks ago. I mean, today we have the 10th of May, and 2 weeks ago, or is it already 3 weeks? Time is flying. Anyway, but so at end of April, I was a speaker at the Mind Style Festival in Vienna. So I had a speaking slot of 30 minutes on stage on Friday. Friday was all about running the business or improving the business. And I had a topic impact, something like impact and how to become successful by looking inside out something. So, I mean, you know it. I mean, at some point, success isn't created first in the outside world. I mean, you have to become success, and then you know what I mean. So, I mean, that was the topic, and I had a speaking slot Friday afternoon at 3:30. And yeah, I wanted to do it this time completely different. I mean, it wasn't the first time that I was on stage, and in the past, I already prepared the speech. I practiced it. I mean, I'm not learning it by heart, but I mean, I knew what kind of stories or what kind of topics, and I wanted to share with the audience, especially when there's a tight schedule of 30 minutes. And I didn't want to speak less than 30 minutes, but I also didn't want to talk more than 30 minutes because this is on a festival, not the right thing to do. So in the past, I would have prepared the speech. And this time I decided that no, I wanted to do it differently because I wanted to stretch myself. Because in the future, my future identity would be so confident that, I mean, you could wake him up in the middle of the night and ask him, okay, go on stage in front of thousands or 10,000s of people, that my future me, which I am, would be able to hold a speech like that. Still, I mean, feeling excited, like this little excitement feeling in the stomach, like being um, like just um, fell in love. What is it called in English? So I mean, like having these butterflies in your stomach. You know what I mean? Having met your spouse the first time. So I decided instead of thinking about what I wanted to talk about, I put myself into the shoes of becoming that person for whom it's quite natural to stand on stage, feeling excited that I'm sharing something which I'm excited about, and to talk about the audience, and the audience would sit there having the best time of their life, enjoying my speech, feeling the energy, feeling empowered, and then I would just stand there and giving the performance of my life, right? I mean, that was the feeling I wanted to create for myself, instead of looking, okay, what do I have to do? How do I have to tell the story? What do I have to create? Uh, so yeah, I did this, and I already flew there on Thursday to Vienna. And Thursday evening, I met Philip and Steffi already there at the Twin Towers in Vienna, and they showed me around, also where the stage was. And it was a fantastic view. I mean, you should see it in my Instagram uh, pictures there. And yeah, they asked me, okay, are you prepared for the speech? And I said, yeah, well, I still don't know what to talk about, but I'm prepared. And they looked at me, yes, are you fine? Yeah, I'm fine. So, and I said, well, I'm here to have fun. I'm here, I mean, to really enjoy the other people, the other speeches, inhale the energy of this whole Mind Style Festival, and that's what we're all here for. I mean, to create impact, to create a business. So I was really excited about this, and I mean, I think they well, they felt like, okay, Marcus is doing it somehow. So Friday came. I was sitting there in the audience, listening to other speeches, inhaled the energy, and I still didn't get nervous because I was sticking to the thought, yes, my future version of myself, for him, it's quite natural to stand there on stage talking about something he loves in an audience where the people are just smiling and getting that energy. And yeah, so I was still sitting there, and there was a lunch break. I still didn't really think about what I was going to talk about. And there was 3:30. And yeah, it was about my time. So I mean, I was introduced fantastically, I have to say. I will share the video once I get it here on YouTube, so you will see it. And I I honestly don't know what I was talking about. I roughly know that, I mean, I first had to make a bash. I first had to make a lot of noise because my speaking slot was right after the break, and the audience, or there were a lot of empty seats, and I wanted to get them back into the audience. So we made a lot of noise, right? I mean, to create some FOMO, so fear of missing out for the others who were still zipping their coffee. So this worked out, and I started to talk about, I mean, my history, my past, and about a little girl, and yeah, I mean, everything was fine, and I felt it. I really felt like, I mean, this is exactly how I wanted to be. I felt safe on the stage. I loved it, and well, the applause was also great, and the feedback and also the discussions I had afterwards were so fascinating because the feedback I got was, I mean, that was so authentic. I mean, what you talked about, I mean, I still had goosebumps. And honestly, I mean, when they were talking or telling me what they experienced, I had goosebumps myself. Um, and yeah, that was so fascinating to see that this works. And while being on stage, that was more or less, as I recall it, the whole speech. Yeah, it was about impact. Yeah, it was about success. Yeah, it was, I mean, that you have to feel it from inside out. That and yeah, so the speech which I gave was more or less like the content of the speech. You see what I mean? Because I thought to myself, okay, I have to become that person, and I have to feel it. I have to just let it go. I have to flow it, but I still have to be on stage. So I have to do the work. And that was also the content of what I wanted to share, is that instead of thinking about the things you have to do, become the person for whom the things you have to do are quite natural, and dive into that feeling, dive into that emotion. Not just looking into the vision board, not just talking about affirmations, which are far in the future, just to rewire your brain, but do it out of this deep dive of full energy, full power, and love for what you're doing. And then success comes quite naturally. Yeah, so that was my biggest win, my biggest learning. So that affirmations and vision boards are at some point in time, at some point, not working any longer. But it's really the identity shift, and this is what I was talking about for quite some time now in my coaching sessions. It's about the identity. It's not about mindset stuff. I mean, overcoming your and healing your past. It's really to have a guiding north star and where you want to where you're heading towards, and stepping into that feeling, into that emotion on who you will have become once you have reached those this vision of yours, and then act, perform, think, feel, and do like that person in the future. With a slightly disclaimer, I don't want you to become a completely different person. I want you to step into the version of yourself you're meant to be. So the journey which is ahead of you, and which is also ahead of me, is not that I have to turn into a completely different person, but just feel I'm good enough, I'm authentic, I'm loved, I'm great, and all what I'm doing right now is so great and powerful, and this is still the trailer of what's coming up. And this is what I want you to feel as well, that you trust yourself, that you believe in yourself, that you believe in your business, and that you know that everything is there for a good reason. It's there because you are meant for it. So in this sense, well, that was the first episode of the Business Spirit. I'm not sure on how the next week's version or episode will be, but I'm sure I will have a lot to share with you. So until then, enjoy life, enjoy your business, and be happy, and just let it go, let it flow. See ya.